Hello, everybody. So we're getting a little bit of a slow start. I'm hoping this mic works. If you're joining a little bit later, or if you're joining in the recording, welcome. So this is the first of many in a series of live yoga classes that you can participate in either live or recorded. To get the recording, just message me on the Facebook page, Launch Joy, or in the chat here. I think it will hold it, and your email address, and I'll send you the link to the recording. If you haven't joined our mailing list for Launch Joy, actually it's the retreat that we do in November. All the information's on our Facebook page, and you can message us there, and you'll definitely want to get on that mailing list to get updates on what's coming up. But this practice today is to introduce you to a practice that will help open up your body, because when we're in grief or when we're going through a hard time, or when we're stressed out, everything starts to go inward. Inward, not in an involutionary way, but in a retracted way. So we want to open up so that the only way we can face challenges in our life is if we have open-hearted and we feel rooted to ourselves. Once we get unrooted, we feel like things are being thrown at us, and it's like I had a day the other day where I was like, I can't take it anymore. And so I came to my mat and did exactly that, and then it completely changed where I was at, and I can make much better decisions. So for those of you who are new to yoga, welcome. I'm going to show modifications for the poses. You can see here I have some props. If you have blankets and blocks, great. If you don't worry about it. A chair, oh, I don't have a chair in here. A chair is a great prop, and I'll show you how to use that. A wall is a great prop. For those of you who are more advanced and you've done yoga before, these poses might be very basic, but some of the most basic poses are the most complicated, and I encourage you to find some of the more subtle movements in there. And practicing yoga is about awareness, being able to confront, face, move through really challenging times in our life is fortified or uplifted by self-awareness. So those of you who practice yoga, try not to do, but it's a meditation action. So we'll sit cross-legged. If sitting on the floor doesn't work for you, sit up on a chair. Just be comfortable. Bring your palms in front of your chest. Inhale. Exhale. With each inhalation, feel the heart rising up. With each exhalation, ground your sit bones down. There's a sound to the breath on its own. Hear that sound. You might hear it in the back of the throat or the back of the nose. And this exhalation, inhale, connects you to yourself, connects you to the greater energy that really is this fountain of strength that we tap into each time we come to our mat. A fountain of strength that's required when we're moving through difficult times. And we'll chant Om once. Om. And bow your head down so you're surrendering the head that tries to figure everything out and just keeps walking into walls, and lifting up your heart, which is the source of your true, pure wisdom. This is what will support you, guide you, and take you through this time. And then release your palms and then allow your head to come up and open your eyes. So I'm going to be showing the poses, and then we'll be repeating them. So I encourage you, if you're confused or you're not sure, you can get up, watch, and then you can do. So now when we're going through a difficult time, some of us get anxious and sort of just like a boat without an anchor. Some of us get really down and depressed. So this is a sequence kind of general, right? And hopefully, if you join me in the following classes and you give me your feedback, I can help you figure out learn how to figure out what you need at what moment. And then also, it's about learning to listen to your body. And when we're in stress, the sort of cell phone connection to our body is cut. We lose that connection, and yoga helps build that up. So we're going to start on the floor, and we're going to do it.
So we're going to take arms out to the side. First, you're going to stay. I'll show the pose. We're going to take the knees over to the side, and if you need some blankets or a pillow under your knees so that your opposite shoulder stays grounded too, you can take that. So you don't want this arm in the air. Just lift your knees up and put some underneath your. I'll do it on this side. Before you go into that, push your feet on the floor and extend your arms. Lift one arm, reach it out to the side, reach it out to the side. So just right here, you're extending and opening your chest. And you have the security of the floor that feels very calming and supportive. The earth is holding you. Sometimes we feel like there's no support. So take the support of the floor, physically, emotionally, mentally. Now bring your knees into your chest. And whichever side, bring your knees close up towards your armpit and rest your legs on the blanket or the floor. It should be a restful. We're going to be doing some work in just a little bit. So this is to rest and to find your connection to your breath. So as you exhale, just let your abdomen move toward your spine. There's a slight twist. The abdomen's going away from your knees. And this is nice on the back as well. So you're opening the thoracic spine. Take care of yourself as we go through this. If there's anything that causes you pain, do one of the modifications that I offer. So if you're not in pain. Nothing should be painful. Sensation, yes. You don't feel things, but pain, no. So take care. And bring your knees up. And bring your feet to the floor. I just want to say something about that pain. Sometimes some of us cause unnecessary pain. So you just kind of suffer through it. That's interesting to watch. That's really good information for you. So this just becomes a laboratory for life. Bring your knees into your chest. Take it over. So some of us don't want to do relaxing things. And then the opposite, take a plank on this side because it's too much of a stretch for me. Then there's others of us, right, that just enjoy being almost half asleep, disconnected, lethargic. And so you'll get to wake up those fibers in your heart and your mind. Spread your arms again. Reach out through your fingers. So there's an expression of yourself from the center of your chest through your fingers. Nice inhalation, nice exhalation. Bring your knees back and put your feet on the floor. You can do this as many times as you want. Okay, now you're going to roll over to your right side. So you roll, I'm going to turn to my left so you can see, but you're going to roll over onto your right. Rest there for a moment. And then press your left palm into the floor and push yourself up so you're not coming up. Okay. Now we're going to stand up. So we could do a lot of things on the floor. Let's go ahead and stand up. You're going to bring your feet parallel to each other. Spread your toes like you spread your fingers. And now we're going to work the legs and the feet. So press down into the feet. I think I've lost my power on these, so I'm gonna switch to another mic here. Sorry about that. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead without a mic.
Having just technical difficulties. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. So these are the technical difficulties. All right, so bring your feet parallel to each other and press your feet down into the floor. When you press down into the floor, you'll feel that your chest lifts and the top of your head lifts up towards the ceiling. So we're grounding into the floor. Spread your toes. Lift up your one foot. You can spread the sole of that foot. Bring it down to the floor. Lift up the other foot. Spread the sole as if your feet could grow. Bring it down. Plant your feet into the floor so you feel this nice, strong connection to the earth. And your thighs are firm. So these are your roots. We lose our roots when we're going through challenging times. You're going to inhale, lift your arms up. And look how straight and tall the arms are. And then exhale, take the arms down. Coordinate, press your feet and inhale. And lift up your arms. Matter of fact, spread your arms like a big shaped Y and extend out through your fingers so that you're opening your chest. Take your arms down halfway so they're parallel to the floor. Turn your palms up and extend your fingers out. Reach through the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, each finger. As you press your feet into the floor, turn your palms down and exhale, take your arms down. So already simple pose, but you feel tall. Now you're going to bring your feet together. If this causes too much instability, then keep your feet apart. That's fine. Now we're going to do that, moving the arms in with the breath, palms face back, inhale, arms up, and arms down. Arms up, and arms down. Arms up. Take the arms behind your ears, arms down, and then one more time, arms up. Stay there. Take your arms back and lift up, extend up. Connect to the earth, press down into, connect to the earth, press down on your feet. Reach your fingertips up so that the fingertips reach toward the ceiling. Make yourself tall and long and lean. And then exhale, take your arms down. Just stay there. Inhale, exhale. Watch that you don't collapse forward. Roll your shoulders back. Let's talk about these shoulders. When we're feeling heavy-hearted, I just realized we have a friend here. Heavy-hearted, the shoulders roll forward and we're in this position because we're protecting ourselves. So let's interlace your fingers behind your back. I'm going to stay to the side and extend your arms down and back and roll. So as I pull my arms back, my shoulders roll back. And this is what I want. I can lift my arms up higher if that happens, but keep lifting the chest up and rolling the shoulders back. See how far my shoulders are behind my rib cage. Now I just did an adjustment. I felt like I was arching my lower back. So I moved the center of the buttocks forward and lift the chest up. So my legs are firm. Lift your quadriceps, grip them, lift your femurs up. And now release your fingers. Just pause for a moment and feel how your shoulders are in a better position. And then change. Reach down, roll your shoulders back, center of your buttocks forward. Inhale, lift up more, and then release. Such a simple, simple pose, but we open this area. This is so important. Keep this area open and this area open. So when our arms are tight and the chest is tight, this leads us to, and I don't want you to stand this way, but if you stood this way all the time, if you weren't feeling lethargic or depressed or blue, you would, because the body affects the mind and emotions affect the body. They're connected. Okay. So now we're going to firm up these legs even more. So take your hands to your hips, bend your hips and ankles. If you have knee problems and this hurts, you can do this on a wall. You don't have to go up and down. You can just stay here and then use the wall to come up, pulling your quadriceps up. Okay? You can sit on a chair and actually come up and down the chair if that's comfortable for you. So watch your knees and bend your hips, knees, and ankles. You know, eventually this is actually quite good for the knees. But if there's a knee injury, just be careful. You could just stay in Tadasana, working on pulling your quadriceps up. That's fine. So bend. Press your feet into the floor like you're jumping off a diving board and come up. As I bend, I keep my chest lifted, shoulders back, elbows back, and I push the feet and pull those legs up as if you were pulling your legs way up. You can go ahead and take your arms up too. And take your arms down, bend, take your hands on your knees. And so this is just imaginary, right? You're pulling your legs up and your abdomen, your sides of your trunk, and extending your arms up, and then reach your fingers. Exhale, take your arms down. We'll do that again. We're going to stay. So bend even more. Hips go back. I'm going to turn side so you can see that I'm keeping my trunk as upright as I can while I bend my hips and my knees and my ankles. And then with an inhale, arms come up. And then arms down, come up. Straighten your legs. Inhale, arms up, legs bend. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Using your quadriceps the whole time, stay here. Press your inner feet down, outer feet down. Lift the sides of your trunk up. Get tall. Press with your feet. Inhale, come up. And exhale, come down. That heats you up. So if you're feeling lethargic and down, this is a pose to bring some energy into you. Okay, now we're going to separate the feet wide. And I just step them out. And then I'm going to lean to one side and bring my legs in. And do that one more time. Try with the other foot first. Not sure which it is, go to your habit. Separate, separate. Nice and wide. If you don't get very wide, you can heel toe your feet wider. Lean to one side and your foot, bring it in. Now, for those of you, this is to bring up the spirits, and jumping is really good, but if you have knee problems, you want to step out with the same energy that we're going to do jumping out. And then jump back in. So I'm bending my knees, jumping, landing with bent knees, then pulling and straightening like I just did in the pose before. Jump, same thing. I bend and then I pull and straighten the legs. Jump out, jump in. See how straight the arms are? So straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Jump out and stay there. So this really shifts your mind from being dark or spinning or stressed. It can literally be a pick-me-up. Now you're going to turn your right leg all the way to the right. So the kneecap faces the platform. Kneecap faces away from, towards the wall that's in front of you. And then you bend. And then you straighten, just like we did, pulling the quadricep up. Is it tight? Feel it. Ooh, mine's not tight. So I'm going to pull my toes up and get this leg to grip. Bend and pull up. Bend 90 degrees and up. Make sure your knee isn't going way over. Right? Make a nice wide stance and bend and straighten and bend. Now pause here, straighten, turn your palms up, take your arms up. Reach your arms up, bend and straighten and bend and pull that quadricep straight and lift your sides up, lift your trunk up, be tall, lift up, you can do it. And then exhale, take your arms to the side, turn your right foot in and jump or heel toe your feet in or jump. So what does just your hip feel like, your chest feel like? It's really important not just to do the practice, but to sense, how am I feeling? How does that make me feel? And I guess my energy, if it was 0, is it 3, is it 5, is it 7, is it 10? Inhale, exhale, jump your arms and legs out. Turn your left leg to the left. Those of you who know this pose, you're making sure it's 90 degrees and your knee is going over your pinky toe. Bend and straighten. So you can do it with more precision. So your knee goes straight, tracks over your foot and straighten. Bend. If this is new to you, just get some movement in this hip and bend, especially if you're sitting around. Now turn your palms up, lift up, press your heels into the floor, make yourself tall and bend. Pull your quadricep up, bend, pull the quadricep up. Good, turn your feet in, take your arms to the side, heel toe, and then jump or step your feet together. Interlace your fingers, actually let's just interlace your thumbs. Inhale, take your arms up. Why do we do this? To lengthen the spine, to connect to the earth and to the sky. But also, look, I can get myself so tall, my spine elongates, and I open up this armpit chest so I don't have this tendency towards dullness or depression or blues, and hook your thumb. And when you're already feeling that way, this gives you some fresh air, some new perspective. The next, I'll take your arms down. Okay, now we're going to do a pose that's called Trikonasana. And in this case, you may need a chair, you may need a brick. I'm going to show a brick here, but if this isn't high enough, just put a chair here. Okay? You can watch once. We'll do this twice on each side. So I'm going to jump my legs out again. I'm going to turn. Oh, I'm going to turn this side first. To my right. And now my legs are going to stay so straight. They're going to be going up like a geyser. And I take my trunk over to the left, or to my right. It's my lengthening my trunk. That's the most important thing. So as I go on my other side, you can even use your own leg. That I swing my hips and my trunk goes over to the side. And then up I come. So we're going to jump the legs out. We're going to hold it a little bit longer. So inhale, exhale, jump your arms down. Turn your leg to the right, all the way. Push your feet into the floor so you get tall. And then take your trunk way over your leg. Stay over your right leg. Right hand on your shin. If your trunk comes way forward of your leg, lift your hand up higher. Come up on your leg. If you can keep your trunk over your leg, then take your hand down lower. Good. And then look forward and extend your head away from your tailbone. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn your navel towards the spine. Now, are your legs firm again? Pull your toes up. Grip your quadriceps to come up. Turn your feet in. We're going to go straight to the other side. Now, if this is really tiring for you and the balance is hard, you can come and do this with your back against a wall. Perfectly fine. Matter of fact, that makes this pose a little more quieting. If you need something, if you don't need this strength and tough work. It's tough work. It's a little bit easier on the walls. It's quieter. And I'll teach you about that in the coming sessions, how to know which to do. Press your feet into the floor, grip your quadriceps up, and take your trunk way. Notice I'm not dropping this hand yet. I'm taking my trunk way over to the left, and then hand on my shin. Then I'm going to roll that shoulder back, keep my trunk facing forward, my head facing forward, my face facing forward, and now turn the abdomen as you exhale. Inhale, extend your head away from your tailbone. Now, if your shoulder is over the other shoulder, you can stretch that arm up because it'll open your chest up even more. And then pull those fingertips up. Yes. You can even take this arm over your head to lengthen your side body. There's all sorts of things you can do. And when we lengthen this side rib cage, helps us breathe more. Inhale, come up. Turn your feet forward and bring your feet together. Now breathe. You'll find you'll take a big, if you took a big like gulp in, that means you weren't breathing in the pose. So you want to breathe in the pose. But when we stretch out these, when we connect to these side ribs, we can breathe better. When we're upset, when we're grieving, when we're stressed out, when we're anxious, everything tightens, the diaphragm tightens, and you start breathing less. And so that means you're taking less into that, taking in less prana, less energy, which you need to be connected to that source that I was speaking about earlier that helps us confront and live in difficult times. Okay, so now we're going to sit down on the floor. And this you may need to sit up on blankets or whatever you have. But I'll just show here. The first pose, we're going to take the legs wide. And it doesn't matter how wide. You can see them pretty wide, but I'm going a little more.
And the kneecaps face the ceiling. So if your knees are rolling out, sit up on a blanket. Just put a blanket underneath, or you might have a pillow or a couch cushion. Just sit yourself up. You want to have your spine up. Okay. Point your feet, flex your feet, point your feet, flex your feet. Lift your hips up, move your hips a little bit forward. Place your hands by the sides of your waist and push down. So you want to have your knees coming down, the groins extending, the legs getting longer. Imagine someone has your heels and they're pulling on your heels. And press those legs down, inhale, take your arms up. They can come here. If your arms bend and you take them up higher and your trunk drops, keep them here, lift up. If you can keep your trunk lifted up and take your arms up, there you go. If you can hook your thumbs, go ahead, but not at the expense of your trunk. Inhale, lift up as you press your legs down. And then take your arms down the side. Walk your hands a little forward. We're not going to go very far into this pose. Those of you who can, start with us on this journey, and I'll show you how to enter this pose a little bit more mindfully. Okay? So you're taking your navel towards your sternum the whole time. Legs stay firm, heels press out, toes pull back. Walk your hands a little bit further. Lengthen your navel towards your sternum. The whole time you're keeping your spine long. It's not a rounded back. And then pull the floor back towards you. Move your chest forward. Pull the floor back. Now, those of you who are here, and this is quite easy, and you reach out and take your arms up for a minute. You feel your legs. Again, talking about the roots of our body, the foundation of our body, and you may be able to cook your chest. But don't worry about that. If you can't, you've got enough stretch going on in your inner groins and you're lengthening your chest forward. If you can, you can catch your toes, but it's not that. It's not important. Those of you who are here, you can try lifting your hands up and you'll feel your legs work more. And lean back, catch the backs of your knees and bring your feet together. So if your knees are very high up here, you may want to sit up higher. Not you may, you want to sit up higher. So I'm going to do that. I have a blanket. And, towels work fine. And you can do this on a chair. Okay. Or you see behind me I have this platform, which you might have a coffee table. Sometimes you can sit up on that as well. So my feet are together, opening my feet. I'm going to take my hands on the inside, catch the shins, roll the shins to the floor, lift my chest up. Roll the shoulders back. Now I want you to breathe in this lower abdominal area. With each exhalation, imagine the legs opening up to the side. Opening big space in the pelvic abdominal area. Inhale in the top chest, exhale in the abdomen. These two poses bring also a great sense of positivity. Keeping your chest elongated and lifted. Again, we're combating this internal, yoga is an involutionary process, but not retracting. We actually connect deeply inward, but we're expanding out. There's two things. We either go out into our world, we're pulled by the distraction world, or we are like sucked into the whirlpool of everything that's going on around that's outside. But there's also this emotional world that you can get sucked into if it's an emotional world that's tumultuous. Which often happens when you're stressed, anxious, grieving. So we need to reconnect. Again, there's this greater energy out there, greater energy source that is pure light and love, and to stay connected to that helps us be supported. Just like this practice is supported, that's why I'm here to teach you this so you're supported. And that we're in a community of people just practicing together and being present in our lives. Okay, now bring your knees together. Okay. Now we're gonna come back to the floor. And what I'd like is, if you have a sticky mat, you can roll up a sticky mat, or you can roll up a blanket, you can roll up a towel. But the idea is you have a little roll here. Some of you may need something else for your head, and I'll show you why. This is going to go right behind my heart. So here's my sternum. Heart's a little bit off to the left, but the sternum and the blanket will go right in the same area. So I lay back. Oh, I hit it kind of right. So my shoulders don't touch the floor. Like I start with my knees bent. If your head is way back like this and your shoulders are up, then you definitely need a blanket underneath your head. For sure, because you see how the forehead and the chin are on the same level, chin's a little lower. But this is lifting up. Now these ribs are popping up on me, so I'm going to lengthen the butterfly away. Okay, now some of you may stay, this is strong. You may stay here. Sticky mat is fine. Less of a roll is fine. A towel is fine. And then, if this is strong on your lower back, you stay here. Otherwise, you can stretch your legs out on the floor. as you roll your shoulders to the floor, spread your collarbones, you can spread your arms wide, lift them up, extend your right arm to the right, left arm to the back, like we started the class. And now, this may be uncomfortable at the beginning, so you can adjust your support. First of all, you can make the blanket less, number one. It may be uncomfortable because your chest is tight from what you've been going through. Stay there, breathing as if your breath is like a caress of a warm internal source, or just a warm, comforting source. And if it doesn't go away, if you're not able to relax into it, if it makes you feel anxious, take the blanket away. Then when you time to stay here as long as you want it. Roll to your right side. Pause on your right side. You can push the blanket out of the way. Let your roll this side, because I think you can hear me better. And breathe into your whole back. You know, for some of you who have tight upper backs, this can be really strong. Now, if it wasn't, you know, I mentioned people that it was feeling too much. Some of you could even go with a higher height, make it more strong of a back bend. Back bends do open our heart, make us feel more positive, courageous, confident. And then press into the floor and come up. So the next and the final pose we're going to do is another restorative pose. And if you have a wall, you can take your legs up the wall. But this may not be accessible to everybody. So if you have this, you go and you take your legs up. If you have super tight hamstrings, this is just no fun. Although it's good for you because it'll open up your hamstrings, but my purpose is to relax you. So in that case, you can put your legs up on a chair. I just realized the chair wasn't right here, so I'm gonna go get it. And your legs go up on a chair. So this could be a chair, this could be a stool, this could be a coffee table, this could be a couch, this could be a bed. Tuck your buttocks away from you, get your shoulders underneath you. Again, if your head is thrown back, then support the back of your head with a blanket. Matter of fact, if you have something soft for your head, if you're on sorry, this blanket I just picked it up and it dripped. We had a storm last night, and so that blanket got wet. I didn't realize it. Anyways, support your head with something soft. I have a mat under my head. I don't have a blanket right here. You might be on a carpet, and so you're fine. But you want the back of your head soft. And your hands can go on your belly. Actually, let's all do that. Roll your shoulders to the floor. Keep the shoulders rolling to the floor and take your hands on your belly and breathe into your hands. You imagine that inside your abdomen is like a football-shaped form, and as you inhale, it expands in that kind of football shape. It's the pointy ends of the football are at each side of your waist. So it's horizontal. Without stressing it out, like it's too much for you, don't do this. But see if you can have a count of like 3 inhale and 3 exhale. So if you inhale 1, 2, 3, And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Don't get too hung up on the numbers. Just a nice, even, slow, smooth, steady exhalation. Slow, smooth, steady. Calming, quieting breath. And there's something about having your own hands on your own body, on your abdomen, truly sensitive area. Just very soothing, calming, and loving. For a moment, take one hand on the center of your chest, your heart, just comfortably releasing that hand. It's warm, it's on your right on your sternum. And take both hands on your heart. And take both hands on your forehead. Direct the skin of your forehead from the hairline to the eyebrows. You're just gently bringing the forehead skin down. This will, see, it will quiet the eyes, quiet the brain. You could just stay here for as long as you wanted. I recommend doing this quite often. It's an extremely powerful pose. Deceptively, looks like nothing's happening. I'm going to end it here so you can bring your knees to your chest. Roll to your side again. Pause. Always take that pause. Sometimes we move too quickly, mindlessly, and it causes us pain. And then press your palm into the floor and slowly come up. Bring your palms onto your thighs. You can sit in your chair and close your eyes for a moment and feel yourself. Crown of your head down through the facial skin, back of your neck, your throat, shoulders, your arms and your hands, your front of your trunk, full back, buttocks, and legs. Feel that change that's come over you. Feel that quietness, but also we energized. We infused the body with energy. We expanded the body. Which is the only way we can face difficult things. We will get contracted. We will get stressed. We will practice. Supports you. Open your eyes. So thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful. I'm aiming to build a community here around this issue and also this practice. So if you want a recording of this to keep, then please send me your email address either on Facebook page or comment here or sign up for our newsletter. Let us know that let me know that you watched it. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have questions or concerns that they can be addressed. Also, your email, giving me your email address will allow me to send you a direct notification when next class is going to be. So I'm going to try to do this weekly. That's my aim. And if you haven't joined our Launch Joy Facebook page, please do so. Join the community so you can keep connected to us, and we'll be sending out updates. And you'll learn more about, I keep saying us because it's the project that I was Launch Joy is a project of my partner, Ryan Anderson. And so I keep saying us because you'll get to learn about who we are, what our work is, what our passion is. I really want to help and serve those of you who are going through really big challenges and changes in your life, loss of someone dear, change of a job, a divorce, a separation, any big loss that you're experiencing. I want to help you. So have a wonderful rest of your day and see you soon.